All right, we're live. All right, so what's up? And thank you for jumping on the Creating Good Problems podcast, where we talk about all things business and life, where the people that we bring on have gone out and done things to better themselves. And we know when it comes to bettering yourself, you will always run into problems that you will either get over quickly, or you'll just need a little bit of assistance from like-minded people to get over the hump. So today I have a dope person with me, a real estate investor that is helping a lot of people out in our sub two community. He's going to tell us a little bit about himself and what he has going on in his business, and just a little bit about a horror story that he has dealt with in the past. But let me bring you on. I have Tech Cheng here with me today. Let me get you on here. Sorry. All right, what's up, Tech?
What's up, Q? My guy right there. How
How
you
you
feeling,
doing
man?
today?
I'm great, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, man.
It's Friday,
You know,
man.
we
It's
we
Friday.
we getting our feet wet with this streaming thing, so bear with
Absolutely.
me. But
Oh, bear with me. Hey, you have
yeah,
the harder job. I don't even know. I don't. I'm trying to learn from you, man.
yeah. But so yeah, my first question I just wanted to ask you, is kind of how you got started into real estate when you first started out. What did you like see a YouTube video, or how'd you get started into real estate and interested in doing it?
Yeah. So it's a crazy story. It's almost two phases, I guess. I left college, was working at a country club. I was making good money for a single person. And the real estate market was hot. 05, 06. My mom was like, actually 04, 05, 06, and my mom was like, you should, depreciate. You're single. You have all this money. Like, it's just paying taxes, right? So listening to mom, I went and got a couple condos. My friend had just gotten his real estate license in 05, and so we, you know, picked up one condo, and then picked up another one. My mom was going to move into the second one that we bought. That was a brand new build, and then ended up not doing that. Somewhat of a horror story. I know we're talking about that down the road, but all that being said, that was the first phase, and then I just was, letting that go for the long time and had those properties. Obviously, the horror part would be a little bit of the downturn, if everyone remembers from, the crash back then, the recession, right? The housing crash, '06. Kept those, and then the second phase, I guess, would be back in late 2017. My same friend that is an agent, he's like, yeah, yeah, I'm starting to learn how to flip. I just did one by myself. You want to jump in, learn. Took me to a little seminar, weekend seminar. They kind of got my feet wet, whetted my appetite into that, because by that time I was probably mid 30s, somewhere around there, maybe 34. And
Okay.
I was looking into, doing something different because I was still teaching tennis. I was like, my body's breaking down now. Like, looking for the
Yeah.
next phase. You're not gonna be teaching tennis the rest of your life. Your body can only do so much. And
Yeah.
always entrepreneurial, so like real estate just intrigued me. So that led me to that flipping, and then I ended up starting wholesaling a little bit in sub two in 2020. So
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with me. Now I wanted to ask too. What markets are you currently targeting right now? In your business.
actually, I'm nationwide for the most part because my business is short term, midterm management. That's my main business, and I'm also doing some like gator like lending, if people know what that is, but or funding, whatever you want to call it, but just basically short term transactional lending on like EMD and double closes and stuff like that. But for the midterm management stuff and short-term management stuff, it's pretty much nationwide. But the markets I'm currently in are Northern Virginia, Hawaii, like the one behind me, um, North Texas, Dallas market, San Antonio, and then Las Vegas.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'm
Cool.
spread out.
So, um, my other question was going to be, what kind is the bread and butter of your business right now? But you said that's kind of the midterm rental strategy you're doing right now.
Yeah, it's more of a I call a hybrid strategy. It's been going around like basically I learned quick story is I started with short term, learning how to do like stuff like rental arbitrage on Airbnb and through Airbnb using Airbnb. And then as I ventured and found out more about what midterm was the hot thing. And I was like, okay, it's a lot easier to be honest. Like less turnover, less cleaning. I don't have to, the place won't be used up like every 2, 3 weeks or every weekend. It's every month to 3 months
Yeah.
or more sometimes. So just a lot of bonuses, obviously. And since I was doing it by myself, it's like this is less. in essence less work, right, managing wise. So like it's a lot easier to take on more properties because of that. And the great thing was it was like the trend was happening like last year as I
Yeah.
was learning this, and now it's more of a trend because actually before I got on here, I was reading an article about how Airbnbs are starting to slow down, and not just it's pretty much all the markets because obviously the high interest and what's going on, inflation, people are not making as much, and they're not traveling
Yeah.
because they don't have as much saved and stuff like that. So
Yeah. And ours, our Airbnb we have over here in Newport News, Virginia.
mhm.
We actually just did a renovation on it, and we're getting a little bit more bookings than
Good.
usual, but we're in a slow season right now.
Yeah.
We're slowly treading into slow season. So,
Mhm.
September we have maybe one or two bookings, and we
Yeah.
usually slowly get bookings towards the end of the year. People always book out long term for those dates, and we've been doing pretty good, but we want to keep it consistent with getting people in there, renting the place out, and keeping that steady flow. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you letting me know all that.
Yeah.
So So, we're out here creating good problems for ourselves and, kind of like the title of our YouTube channel. So I wanted to ask you, what type of real estate horror story do you have that you can tell people that are watching that you learned from just to show that, this business isn't just about, getting the big checks, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's that, we can definitely show the other side of the business.
Yeah. No.
But
Yeah.
just kind of break down maybe a horror story or something that you went through in the business that you may have learned from that you can use, in the
Yeah.
future.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's always tons of horror stories, right? Like, how bad do you want it to be? And it's relative to what you think. But the first one that comes to mind, it's funny when going back to the story of my when my partner and I got together for the flip. A buddy of mine, we did the course. I'll tell you about the first two deals and why they're to me they're relevant, and to me they're horror stories of some sort. It's not bad, but uh, we got a property and I, I didn't know what I didn't know. That's part of it, just taking action, which is what we talk about and stuff too. But so I found this property on a company called Hubzu. I'm not sure if you heard of them. It's an auction site. I didn't even know at the time, and it was like in nearby across the county, across the Beltway where I am in DC. So we picked it up for like 375, I believe it was, and I just bid on it. I did not know. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like I saw it on somewhere, and I was like, okay, I went and bid on it,
Uh-huh.
and we had like an inspection period of like I think 5 days. And then what happened was it was around I think July, if I remember correctly, mid to late July. It just basically was raining for like a lot. So I don't know what was going on. Um, didn't get access until we closed. We closed on
Oh, wow.
because they wouldn't let you see it. It was one of those things. Did not know what I didn't know. Went in there after we closed, and I'm like, holy crap! Went down to the basement. It was basically mold. Like I'm allergic to mold. It was beyond breathable. It was like bad. Like you
Wow.
could literally whoever lived there for probably a month probably would have died. It's just that bad. It's like you can see it on the drywall everywhere. And the mold was up. It was like I think 8 or 9 foot ceilings. The mold was on the drywall up above my head. Like you can see the
Wow.
little mold spores. Now on top of that, went back again because we were like getting through all the stuff, and once we got it set up, the contractors going out there. I didn't have contractors to look at it. Probably should have, but then they didn't allow us access until we closed. Um, the contractor goes in there, and I'm going in there. We go to the basement. I'm like, this is the main thing. We need to clean up this basement. We got to start on this, and then we get a bid. It had rained a lot. The little drain, because there was a walk up basement here in Maryland, it was clogged. Something the pump wasn't working as well.
Okay.
So I went in there, and not no lie, there was like water in the basement, probably about a good foot and a half, maybe somewhere at least 12 inches deep. And there's like things
Wow.
that were floating around. I was like, because other people, had gotten in the house and just like, what's going on? Just things were just everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm like,
Yeah.
we got to get this out first. So, right, we got
Yeah.
to get some pump working. But that was like the first week of it. Could get worse than that, but I mean, it ended up working out well. It's a good flip. Um, it was my first venture into that, and then at the same time, that was the first flip we kind of did together, me and my partner, that one of my buddies there. And the other story is like when we did that we ended up doing that program from the weekend camp, and not all of them are great. Obviously, sub two is the best. I got to promote pace there. We both know that. But I did the weekend boot camp. My buddy and I, what we did was not knowing again, gap funded a deal in Baltimore, Maryland, with two other people. And the reason why this is bad, I won't get too long winded with this, is they taught us to use credit card money, like give you 0% interest, take the money off the credit card, and
Yeah.
then use that money to fund another project. Well, here's the thing. Make sure you understand, this is the life lessons for people that are listening and will see this, is I think I funded about 42K to start it, and thinking the project, and we did the numbers and looked everything over. Um, Everything panned out. And long story short on this, it did not sell. The contract was delayed. These girls that we partnered up with were from California. The agent that they got the property from was not staying on top, and they didn't have anybody managing the contractor. Contractor ran away with some money, added some more stuff, didn't do a good job. So the house didn't sell. And I'll make this as quick as I can. My partner and I, who were agents now, we decided to. He was an agent a long time ago. We was like, let's just go ahead and try to list it, right? Because the other agent listed it for like 3-4 months. It was it came on the market in September, which is the downtime here in Maryland, because everyone's back in school. Went for like 2-3 months until December, and we just like, forget it, we're not selling it. Other problems came about, and we'll get into that. We ended up trying to sell it for about 6 months in the new year, and didn't sell. And we're like, we got to make this into a rental. We end up making a rental. Full scale story here. Literally about a month ago. Now it's been 5 years. I put some
Oh,
other money into it. I was in probably for about a little bit over 70K. I negotiated to get out of that deal. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I've not got paid a damn dime. Not one penny did I get paid. And I was managing it, driving sometimes over there just because we wanted to make a little bit of money. We ended up getting not a bird loan. Well, it's a refi. We didn't take money back. We put the money
oh,
back into the house and just wanted to make cash flow. Neither side got money for 5 years. And I was like, I can't sit there and just, my money's just sitting there, not doing
yeah,
anything. I'm like, I want my money back. And knowing what I know now, to probably be like, you owe me more money. I need to take you to court because I got funded, all this stuff. But long story short, the whole thing, the horror is that I actually lost about 20K, a little bit more than that. I got negotiated 50K. I got paid out. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want the headache. I don't have the time to deal with the property. Go find yourself a new project man or property manager. I wasn't managing very well. It's like, it's not. I wasn't getting paid. I'm like, I have other things going on.
yeah,
So you like, the horror story on that is vet your partners, vet the deal a little bit. Part of private money lending, which you'll hear everywhere, right? You've heard crazy stories about people not paying and things of that nature, and then it um, gets bad. So
yeah. And the first one you were working on that you said you went through was with the one with the mold. Was that just like a good enough deal where you guys were like, okay, we're just gonna wait till this closes and then we're gonna get it checked out, or what was the kind of situation with that? It was just a really good deal?
yeah, that's a thing. Like I it's again being stupid and taking action sometimes. I
Uh-huh.
went in, it was like I still remember this. My buddy's like, man, you somehow got a lucky deal. I mean, I did not know what I know. Like some of these auctions, they'll let you go in and see them, some of them like sight unseen. Um, I bid, I quickly saw it and I'm like, I'm gonna bid this price, and I forgot how I did it, but and then like the rest of the week they have like a 6-7 day span, and they don't meet their price, they don't sell it. I don't know how it ends up working, but I end up winning. Don't know what happened there. And then a week later we closed, and that's when I went into the property. So I never saw the property to know that
Right.
there was all these crazy issues. I saw the outside of the property and I was like, oh, this is a nice spot where it's located. So the location was really good. That's what actually probably saved our butt, because uh,
Yeah.
and then doing some extra stuff. We actually made like a 2 floor, like the upstairs 2 unit, 2 floors were like a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Downstairs, we actually made it another rental unit. Like we did like quartz counters, nice cabinets, put 2 sets of washer dryers so you can rent out the basement. And that house
So,
probably, like, we kept it, like, yeah, we would have made a lot of money, but at the time we had other uh, uh, actually my buddy's cousins were like lending the money to us and they were helping with the project, so they wanted to get out. So I wish I knew more what I know now, because I would have been like, I'll, work the way to pay you guys off, just look at your stuff, and we keep the property and have that asset, which, you know live and learn, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on here and sharing, with people, what you're doing, and just showing people that there's other side to real estate, not just good stuff. We go
Yeah,
through a lot of different things. So,
yeah.
I
There's
appreciate you
goods.
coming on here.
There's more goods than bads as you learn, but it's like anything else. Like in life, you have those life lessons, and you get kicked in the face a couple times, and
Yeah, for
you got to
sure.
get back up, man. Right. So
And and,
appreciate
and
it
I,
for having me on.
yeah, and I think, with myself, I'm enjoying more and more connecting with more people, and just getting out of my comfort zone and just talking to more people, just to get my name out there. But not only that, but just to get more friends that are like-minded, doing real estate. So I'm enjoying myself, and I just really appreciate you just taking your time to come on here, and just talk about a few things.
Well, I appreciate you for having me on. I mean, it's part of life's lessons. I think I enjoy real estate, and I said this a lot to a lot of people. Like, I enjoy watching friends like you win. Just, it's not always about winning. We have probably more losses than wins, but like when we win, it's like I'm so happy. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have a smile on my face. Like, oh, look at
Uh,
that deal. They just got like a $10,000 contract or something like that. It's
yeah.
fantastic, right?
That's big with me. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I just enjoy. I really enjoy watching other people succeed. So I really when I see somebody that they're out here and they're getting contracts after contract, like Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin was in.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you were in there, but we were in the virtual office that Keston made.
Yeah,
We were in
I
there
heard
all the
about that.
time, almost every day, just making phone calls. And Kevin, he started coming in there and just taking action. So
Yep.
where he's at now is really dope. So
Yeah.
I
No, I
just really
mean,
like seeing people, grow. Like even
yeah.
Daryl
Yep.
Ellison, he was in there with us too. He's
Mm-hmm.
growing. He got a team now.
Yep.
So that's
There's
that's
so
what I
many
like to
people.
see.
Yeah, there's so many people, like, from year one to year two. Sometimes, like, within a year, you can see a lot of change. I know Kevin very well. People maybe you don't know as well, like, the Brileys, Carolyn and Myron. Knowing them when they kind of first started, they helped me out with my first Airbnb, and then like a year later, Myron and I had a call, like, I think in May, no, April or March of this year. And I met him like last March, and I was like, man, what a difference a year makes. Like, you guys own this many properties. You just
Yeah.
did a like 50-year seller financing deal on like an apartment complex. Like, he's like, I don't even know what NOI was a year ago, man. He just
Yeah.
had a big chuckle. So it's like, it can change because, you just got to put in the work, and it's a long game. So
Sure. Well, yeah. I see you got your IG up here in your under your name there. But if you
not
want
my
to drop
first
your,
rodeo being interviewed.
was that?
I've never. I was like, not my first rodeo being interviewed. I never interviewed somebody else. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you got your IG up there. If you want to shout out your YouTube channel, you can do that as well. And if you want to
yeah,
drop your number, you can do that as well. So in the future, when somebody watches this, they can reach directly out to you. And if they
just
got
drop
a
it in the
deal in your
chat.
area, they can, shoot you a text message or give you a call. And, we all can network with each other.
Just throw this in the chat for you. Is that good? Or will they see that?
All right.
I don't
Well,
know. What
I
do you, Cheng?
appreciate your time, man. I appreciate you jumping on here. And,
Just throw it in the chat.
keep
So
doing
thank you,
what you're
guys.
doing. Keep helping people out. Um, and I really appreciate you just jumping on here
Absolutely.
with me.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.